And I'll go to Kentucky's Mr. Guthrie for 5 minutes.
Thank you. I apologize. There's 2 hearings going on for our full subcommittee hearings. I've been upstairs with the FDA and foreign inspections, which are important for our drug supply chain, but this is also critically important. And I just want to talk about, we're in the middle of debate on Ukraine funding and what's moving forward here in the House and the Senate. And I was in a meeting, and it was, only can say really, a major European ally, and it's someone who certainly spoke for the government, left of center, who said in the meeting to a group of members of Congress, said, if you want peace, produce gas. That's a quote. And one of my colleagues immediately said, well, we understand all of the terminals in Europe are full, so even if we produce more LNG, you wouldn't be able to receive it. And this person said, well, sell it elsewhere, sell it to the Pacific, I don't care, I just need the price to come down. That's what he said. That's a direct quote from somebody who certainly spoke for a government of a major ally in Europe. And it really struck me that the high price of natural gas or energy funds Putin's army, literally funds his army, and we're sitting here debating about sending money to Ukraine to fight the army we're funding because we don't produce enough gas. And so if you look at just the policy, if you're in the Biden White House, and you're looking at, I want to restrict exports of LNG, which will raise the price, at the same time asking our hard-charging taxpayers, hard-working taxpayers to fund, and I'm for our friends in Ukraine. Destroying Putin's army in Ukraine is a thing that would be good for America without American men and women doing it. And so Mr. McCowan, and I would like to ask you if you would comment on that, just the national security implications of not exporting liquid natural gas.
Yes, Representative Guthrie, thank you very much for that question. Yes, you know, the world is going to get its LNG from somewhere, and if not from us, it's going to be from other less stable, less reliable partners like Russia. Russia has...
But even if they don't get it from Russia, the price goes up.
Correct.
So when Russia sells to somebody other than our European friends, they're getting money.
Yes, and choking off Russia's cash to fund its war effort through decreasing the molecules they're able to place on the market is very important.
Mr. Rice, would you like to comment?
Yeah, I'd just like to talk about how big this opportunity is that we have in the United States. I mean, just real high level, we've studied this. We have a resource that would allow us to be able to support quadrupling our LNG exports to about 60 BCF a day. To put that in perspective, and that would imply a $4 gas price here in the United States, putting it on the doorstep of Europe for a cost of less than $12. 60 BCF a day does not mean a lot to the normal person. But from an energy security perspective, 60 BCF a day is the energy equivalent of adding 10 million barrels a day, which is going to be a decarbonizing force to the world stage. The United States has the opportunity to essentially add a Saudi Arabia of clean energy to the world stage. Think about the amount of peace, prosperity, and influence that can bring from America to the world. It is world-changingly impactful is what we have here in the U.S.
So what would that do to the Russian or Putin's government's ability to wage war?
Well, it certainly would replace their influence in Europe. And if you want to mitigate the influence of petro-dictators, because guess what? Putin is not the only bad actor on the world stage we need to worry about. Bring more energy into the world, lower the cost of energy, you lower the dollars that they're able to get from their selling energy. So again, I mean, there's so many benefits of how LNG can actually increase the security of our allies and also the security of Americans. And
you'd agree with the comment of this European person that said, if you want peace, produce gas.
100%.
Okay, thank you. I want to switch really quickly to Mr. Cormier. Is that how you say it correctly? I'd like to briefly, so I'm pivoting to you. Would you comment on how this decision will impact jobs here at home and communities like those in Southeast Louisiana? Yeah.
When these announcements are made, your universities, your small business people, it's a very interrelated and intermingled type of marketplace. So when a decision is made, you have folks who come down We talk about building jobs. We talk about linking supply chain. We talk about connecting people from jobs to small business. And one of the things that's really impressive in our part of the world, Southeast Texas are like our cousins over there, right with the Sabine River. So when we sneeze, they sneeze, we all catch cold. So what's really important is that you have this intermingling of culture, people, and a mindset. And then for really, really important, I want the committee to understand, Southeast Texas and Southwest Louisiana are still rebuilding from natural disasters that increased, what I want to say, it impacted how much people have lost. We've lost houses. We've lost job opportunities that have been had to move because people had to move out. So we're trying to build this thing back up. And LNG is a very, very, very important part of this piece. We're talking billions in money and in job opportunities.
I appreciate my time has gone over, so I'll yield back.
Gentleman,